if in your business numbers, let's go back to that because I'm comfortable with that. This is out of my comfort zone. Whew. Anyway, go back to numbers. If you're making progress in your numbers, then you're growing. If you're making progress in that aspect, then it's growing. It's just the way it is. So we'll work on this stuff as we go. And, you know, again, all of us have different situations that you're going to deal with. That's why Tim and Pony can't say, well, listen, if you just do only this, your business will explode. Do you see it's a little bit of all this? Mm-hmm. And there's all these things that we have adopted and lived by thus far. Sometimes we need to make changes in different areas. Maybe it's the ease of understanding our business. Maybe it's the working on a relationship that's not as productive as it could be. It's all of these things. So you're making progress. Fair enough? Yes? 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 Okay. What we're going to talk about is back to our industry specifically, because here's what I love about this. Get this.
Nothing. I was just going to trap your chair so you were.
Here's what I love about this. I love that you guys and gals all agreed that you could and would grow your business that much. Yes? Yes? And no one knew even how or what we'd be doing. Isn't that something? Trust. And we made it tangible and almost ridiculous. Of course we could, right? Depends on the motive. We talked about motive, right? But of course we could. It's no longer an issue of can't. Of course we can. Of course we could. So bottom line is, what if there was a process? You were going to do it without any process, just winging it. All we had was an hourglass saying, do these 4 things. What if there was a process to it? Yes? Yeah. Let's do that. Let's build out a process. Okay? Yes? Yes? We're going back to how does this industry work? And yes, we haven't even gone into tactics for creating new prospects, any of that stuff yet. And you're already knowing that you can do this. That's the amazing part. You get to plug in the tactics. Speaking of plugging them in, if any of you are committed to that challenge that you all said you could do, you might want to open up your calendars and write in which month you're going to do it in. If it doesn't end up in your calendar, you won't do it. I promise you, you will not do it. So be bold for a change in some cases. Be bold and write in which month are you going to grow by 10,000 or which month are you going to grow by 25. It's up to you. And even if you write in 25 and you only hit 60, 70% of those goals, like Dustin in his example, he still grew by 20. Not bad, right? Right? Write it in. Write it in. When you make a commitment like that in writing, it makes it far more powerful, and we'll be scanning all of your books. So that makes it far more powerful for us. Debbie got worried right there. She was like, okay. Now we're going to make it, let's say, even easier, because you already said it was easy. Let's make it a little more, again, conceptually doable. Attitude and activity, we're going to work on attitude here. Make it even more doable by giving you the best ways to go about that. Fair enough? Yeah? Okay. Duplication equals growth. I always love this slide that Hans put together here, the duplication slide. This process duplicates quite quickly. Enough said. How do we apply this to your business? If you did this enough times, here we go.
You better move on. Fast.
Here's the deal. When you're working with those 3 team members or 5 team members to grow a certain amount, you get their commitments. Remember, we're on the same illustration. We're not changing gears. The process must be simple to duplicate so all 3 or all 5 of those people can do it. Okay? So, we talked about a process earlier in the game today. And we talked about the process of Pony's the prospect. I am, quote unquote, recruiting her, which I don't like that term, and neither does she. How many times you started being, hey, I'd like to recruit you? So don't use that term in normal life. Are you recruiting? For what, the Army? It doesn't even make sense. Yeah, that's right. But it's still this process of teaming up with people. If you recruit someone, that means that you get them in, and then you're off getting someone else in. Instead, let's team up with people, right? So we talked about the process earlier of memorizing a whole stack of information and bringing Pony in that way. That process is not easy for her to do, is it? So if all of a sudden we're attempting to get a commitment from Pony, the new partner, what is the likelihood that she's going to do that?
Low.
Low. Tiny, right? Go back to your hourglass. What section are we on? We just brought Pony in, and now we're engaging her in our process. Where are we in the hourglass? At the launch. Also, even at the follow-up.
Yeah.
We're even at the follow-up. Here's why. Let's say Pony has a specific goal. Someone throw out a number. How much does she need to make per month? 10. Okay, there we go. Nice round number. Low, but nice round number.
Very low.
Okay. So 10,000. 10,000 is what she needs to make. Hey, come on.
Okay, sorry.
10,000. 10,000 is what she needs to make. Okay? Now, here's the best way to focus in on the follow-up. She says she wants and needs to make 10,000, right? What if while I'm following up with her, I show her the steps for her to do that? So that as she's learning about this, I say, Pony, I'm going to show you the 2 steps that you need to take to get this goal. And then, on top of all that, I'm going to help you do it. I'm going to show you what the steps are. Now, this is in the follow-up, not afterwards. In the follow-up, I'm going to show you what those 2 steps are, and then I'm going to help you do those 2 steps because you haven't done them before. And I understand that. I get it. I was at that point at one point, too, where I hadn't done it before. Might Pony, if she wants to earn that, and I say, I'm going to show you the 2 steps, and I'm going to help you do them, how is she thinking now? Yeah. Whereas if Pony wants to earn 10,000 and she hears about this great company and she hears all the information about the company, does she have a clue how she's going to get to 10,000?
No.
Then is she fearful about coming on board? Does it seem like a risk or a reward?
Risk.
A risk. Many of you heard Tony Robbins talk about people making their decisions based on either risk or reward. If it's a risk, how many people are going to jump in? Small percentage. And even if they do, are they going to take off like gangbusters? No, because it's risky. You got to take out some of that risk. It's called risk reversal. So part of the risk reversal is showing what the steps are and saying, I'm going to help you do those steps. Make sense, gang? Yes. So the process is what we're talking about here. It's just the process of it. So you want to have a process that's so simple to duplicate, your team can use it. Did I say they will? Will everyone do everything you say? No. Absolutely. But could they? Yes. That's what has to be conveyed and understood here.